Hey, my name's Robert Tusardi. I'm the creator of Blockchain Kingdoms. We turn video gaming into passive income and paid work. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about Enjin Coins and things I missed in my last video about Enjin Coin, because I think there's some really important details that I did not discuss and I've been digging deep into, and I want to share all that hot, juicy stuff with you right now. I bought my Enjin around $1.66. It has since then doubled over the last week from when I bought it. And so, like, what's going on here? Like, why has this been shooting up? A lot of people I see in other Discord channels are like, it can't keep going up, right? Like I see plenty of people who are like, oh, I'm just waiting for it to dip. And then it just keeps going up and up. And I'm sure a lot of these people don't understand why Enjin Coin is not really dipping. They're expecting it to go back to $2 or something. I don't think Enjin Coin is ever hitting $2 again. My personal opinion, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. But my story is that I was skeptical of Enjin Coin for a very long time. And then eventually I was starting to look at the different value systems I thought was involved. I have another video about that where I talk about why I think Enjin has a tremendous amount of value intrinsically in the way that its coins work. But basically, in a nutshell, there's only so many Enjin coins, and they actually need to be used in order to mint new Enjin NFTs. So what does this mean? It means that we have a total max supply of Enjin Coin, and let's say it's this big, and as and let's say that we have about this much Enjin Coin. Like, let's say, I don't know how much, but maybe say 10 or 20% of Enjin Coin is used right now inside the NFTs are created. Well, what happens is more and more people create more and more Enjin NFTs, which means that the token supply is going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So eventually people also probably start investing less Enjin tokens in order to create Enjin NFTs. I'm going to use a really fun example. I have a Zico here, right? Let's say I needed to put $1 into my Zico in order for this to even be there in existence. You could actually look, it's already kind of there already. This has its own intrinsic value. You can recycle this. Well, that is very similar to the way Enjin Coin is working, is that there's a certain amount of resources put into the Enjin Coin, being the Enjin token. And once you take that supply of Enjin tokens and you put it into this, well, that means that there's actually now less Enjin tokens out in the wild, and those Enjin tokens will become more scarce. So you can look at it this way: the more time that goes on, the more scarce the Enjin tokens are going to be, and the more they will have value intrinsically because of it, because of the scarcity, but also because a lot of these NFTs will actually be traded by people. So it's a win-win situation. Here's the big thing. Enjin is on the verge of fixing blockchain gaming's biggest problem, which is gas fees and accessibility. And the gas fees actually get in the way of accessibility. And I think most people don't understand that this is happening sooner than they realize, because many of us have been waiting for these gas fee solutions for a very long time. A lot of people, what happens is they go and they're like, oh, I want to get involved in blockchain gaming. And then they're like, man, like, I need a wallet. And I finally get my wallet, and I finally get some Ethereum, and I need some Enjin, so I got to buy some Enjin. And now I can finally go and I can make my purchase. I can go and I can finally make my purchase. And then, like, what the heck? Now I have to pay like $50 to $100 in gas fees to get like a $20 item. They're like, I'm out. Peace. Like, this is stupid. So we're really hitting a point now where this is hitting, like, peak unsustainability for many blockchain projects. Especially look at Lost Relics. There are a lot of items that people are only valuing around like 20 Enjin or less, like 10 Enjin, which is right now, about 20 to $40 US dollars, but they have to pay $50 in gas fees. So, and some people are doing this. Some people are paying $50 in gas fees just to get what is valued at like a $20 or $40 item, just so they could play the game and do better. So this is really interesting. And it's not sustainable, and Enjin is on the verge of fixing all of these things much sooner than I think people realize. So a lot of these scaling solutions for blockchain items and gaming NFTs and just generally the blockchain space. A lot of people are talking about these things coming in like July, summer of this year, later in the year. They're supposed to work with larger ecosystems. Luckily, Enjin already has its own ecosystem, so it's able to essentially attack the problem faster And so I think most people don't realize just how quickly they're going to solve this problem. And I can't say for sure what's going to happen, but I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen. And essentially, I think people are going to watch these problems start to disappear, and people are going to keep piling into Enjin Coin and buying it until finally we're at a place where it's like, oh, it looks like we've hit like peak hype around Enjin Coin. I think that may happen in later April. Again, not financial advice. I can't tell you for sure. But I can tell you the steps and the method of what I think is going to happen. So Efinity is the platform solution that the people who make Enjin have been talking about for a very long time. And the whole brand idea behind it, or the tagline, is infinite transactions at no cost all the time. So it sounds great, right? Infinite transactions, no cost all the time. That's what we all want, and it could be the final solution to NFT trading. That's what they want it to be. So not only would you be able to trade Enjin NFTs, infinite transactions, no cost all the time, you'd be able to do it with other items as well, like Gala NFT items. So they want to bring other tokens into their ecosystem and have them become a part of it. So there's a lot of details to know about this, but it really just as good as it sounds. I mean, they want to build the ideal solution where you don't have to pay anything. You can transact as much as you want, as fast as you want, have it happen like in a second. But the thing is that Efinity on this bigger level is still probably coming like later this year. So the Efinity platform, the way it sounds as I'm telling it to you right now, this giant ecosystem with everything is probably still down the line, along with these other sidechain solutions are supposed to be coming. But that's where Jumpet comes in. Jumpet is actually being released on April 6th. That's what they've said, and it is basically the Efinity testnet. I was actually watching a video yesterday by Enjin on the Enjin YouTube, and they were talking about, so we're going to have our testnet first, and then we're going to launch Efinity, and then that's when it clicked for me, because I've been hearing lots of other people talk about Jumpet. And they've seemed confused by it. And finally, this was like the piece that I didn't realize, was that Jumpet is basically the Efinity testnet. And so what they're going to do is they're going to launch Jumpet, and they branded it, that's how they branded their testnet. And they're going to start the migration of Efinity NFTs, Enjin NFTs to Efinity. So I think this is really huge, and most people don't realize how huge it is. And part of it is because I think there's been some confusing in the branding. Like, they haven't branded Jumpet as the Efinity testnet. They're just calling it Jumpet like it's its own thing. Maybe this was a marketing idea. I don't know. But to me, it seems pretty obvious that Jumpet is going to be the solution that steps us from essentially first being able to transact the existing Enjin NFTs very quickly inside of a system, to testing it out to no cost all the time, and then eventually at the end of the year they will, or close to the end of the year, whenever they finally do it, they will launch Efinity, which is the end-all be-all solution. At the same time, all the other side chains will kind of be doing their thing, but the cool thing is Efinity will already have gotten ahead of the game, because a lot of these other side chain solutions, they're still working on trying to work in the global ecosystems under their side chains. But with Enjin, they've already got half the battle. They already have such a huge ecosystem with their Enjin coins being used in games like Lost Relics, that they're basically, they've already like accomplished half the battle, where these other side chains are still trying to get all their solutions together and test them. So this is all happening much sooner, I think, most people realize. I think the price of Enjin is probably going to run up until the launch of Jumpet, and then when Jumpet launches, I don't know what's going to happen, but I suspect people are probably going to take profits. They're essentially, they're going to buy the rumor, sell the news. So at the news of Jumpet launching, they'll sell, and then people will then start loading their NFTs and putting their information onto the JumpNet and starting the migration, and then eventually people are going to realize that, oh, Enjin Coin is here to stay, and then the price will go up again. This is my anticipation. I can't tell you if that is going to be an actual fact, that is going to happen, but that is what I'm anticipating is going to be the future, because we see this cycle all the time inside of markets. Once the reality is there, suddenly everybody gets euphoria, and they're afraid this is the peak, and then if something is sustainable, then it goes on to grow stronger after a dip. They've also said with Efinity, they want to allow you to loan your blockchain gaming NFTs out to other people. And I think this could be so huge. Like, I have items in Lost Relics, and I think it would be awesome to, because I have these legendary items, and I think probably a couple months down the line, they're going to be worth a lot of money. And I think it'd be really cool that I could rent out my items for, a couple of ENJ and earn a couple of dollars a day just by loaning out my Lost Relics items to other gamers. I love that I did, because it's one of the reasons I created my company, Blockchain Kingdoms, was because I was like, well, you could buy your own gaming items and own those, and that's great, but how's that going to generate you revenue? And I was like, well, you have to find a buyer, someone who's going to rent or use your gaming item. And I'm like, that's okay. But I think Blockchain Kingdoms, our technology is even better, because we figured we would just actually turn the actual act of gaming into the way of earning the crypto and sharing revenue. And just so playing video games, you actually earn money. So now you can, play video games and earn while playing video games and earning. Earn while you're earning is kind of like my unofficial mantra about my company, Blockchain Kingdoms. So I'm going to talk about what I think most investors don't get about gaming coins, because I watch a bunch of videos about other crypto people and what they're saying about crypto. And what they're saying is generally the same, which is it appears that if you look at all the numbers, the value of the purchasing power of the dollar keeps going down. The amount of fiat, especially United States dollars, that is out there keeps getting more and more. And what that means is that the power of the dollar is not as powerful as a crypto, because that is where a lot of the growth is happening. And a lot of people are moving their money into crypto and out of fiat. So a lot of investors do understand that part. But when I watch a lot of these other videos about investors who are kind of starting to understand this and talk about it and moving their money, they still, a lot of them, they say, I don't get NFTs. And I also know that means that they don't understand gaming coins either. And so here's my whole take on the gaming coins, is that if there are people who have been, they've been pretty wealthy their whole life, they went to Berkeley, they went to Stanford, they've been they go to yacht parties all the time, these people, they're typically not video gamers. And I won't speak for all of them, but even the ones who do, I don't think they understand that a lot of other people who have been gaming, who didn't go to Berkeley, who don't have huge houses, who didn't work in Silicon Valley, these people are realizing that the hiring opportunities out in the world are getting worse. They're becoming less and less. Even with COVID, without COVID, we don't know what the job market's going to look like. It could look even worse. Things continue to become more automated. We see Amazon Freshes popping up around Los Angeles, where they need less people in the retail force. All they need is a manager, because these stores let you take your item out like a soda, and then you walk right out the store, and automatically the systems just use your cell phone to do the transaction. So you don't need you don't actually have to purchase from anybody, which means you need less people in the workforce. And so what I think a lot of these big investors don't understand is the huge demand for gaming coins. They don't understand why people would use them. I was actually in a business call with someone who was big in a blockchain gaming funding company, and he literally told me he doesn't play video games. He knew about money, had a background in money and other things, but when it came to video games, he just didn't know it. I'm like, we just had a great conversation about finance, but then when it came to the gaming, it was kind of like, oh, well, this is This is what his company does. And I just don't think that a lot of investors understand the demand for gaming coins, how big they are. So what does this mean for you? It means if you're watching this video, you're here before they are. You're here before everybody essentially gets it. It's kind of like Bitcoin. You know, people were talking about Bitcoin for a long time, and most people just didn't understand it, but those people got there first, and they held their positions, and then eventually when other people finally understood Bitcoin, then they piled onto it. So I think this is where the gaming coins are at right now. There are a lot of people who are buying gaming coins. There's still a lot of speculation in the market. A lot of people, I think, are buying these gaming coins without really knowing why they're buying the gaming coins. They just know that the value keeps going up. So they're just going to hold on to it because it's another crypto. But then there's a whole other sector of people who want these gaming coins to use them. And it's the people who are buying the gaming coins to use them that essentially will be the long-term holders and profiters on gaming coins like Enjin, Gala, Axie Infinities. These things I think it's basically like buying Tesla when it was still a penny stock. I think that's where we're at. And my company has its own thesis. We want to turn video gaming into average income. So what we're doing is very different from everybody else. We think we're providing something very special. Fortunately, you can't buy our tokens yet because we are thinking in the long term, and we want to make sure that we build everything out before we actually make our main tokens available to you. Although you can go to our shop.blockchainkingdoms.com. We do have passive income cards that will be released on a platform at a much later date in 2022, but you can support us by buying those cards. So I talk about Gala a lot from Gala Games. They are building a Steam-like platform for games. I think their vision is a bit different from what Enjin is doing. But I think what Gala really wants to do is they do want to create that Steam-like platform, but they're also building other avenues of value for their items, essentially for their technologies. I own Gala nodes, and they're now going to be launching these Gala nodes into these decentralized content delivery platforms. So Gala has a very diversified image of the value that they're providing. So what does Enjin success mean for Gala Bull like me? I actually do believe that Gala has a larger runway than Enjin. And I say this because I've been watching Gala very closely, and it seems like very small pieces of news had the Gala price just jump and jump and jump. If you look, we're up almost 3,000% for the year, since January for Gala, for the Gala token. And 3,000%. If you look, none of the other gaming tokens have that level of performance. And I actually believe it's a much smaller part of the sector. Enjin Coin right now is, I think, it's like in the top 50 of cryptos in terms of like market cap, while Gala is still like in the 150. So in my opinion, Gala is still undiscovered. I also noticed that Gala had a bit of a dip today. I don't know why that is. Probably some large speculator decided to get out a little bit. But I don't think it takes a lot of money to have Gala spike huge. I have another piece of evidence, which is we had GalaCon a couple of weeks ago. Nobody really knew about GalaCon. Like nobody knows about GalaCon, not really. Just people who are watching, a couple of people who are watching the space. Maybe there's a couple of wealthy people who are following Gala, but I think that we still had a price doubling. The price of Gala still went up 100% during GalaCon, while the rest of the stock market was dumping. Gala and a lot of the other coins like Enjin were just going up, and Gala in particular had its GalaCon coming up. So not only were the gaming tokens surging upwards at the same time, but Gala was also being helped by the fact that they had a sort of a virtual convention happening simultaneously. But the price went up 100%, even this gaming token that most people don't know about. And so my whole thesis on Gala is that it has a very large runway to go for something for a token and a gaming company, for being a Steam-like gaming platform. They have 7 games in development. They have a tower defense probably coming out this year, massive multiplayer RPG that people are super hyped for. It's almost totally sold out of their buildings and their land, and there's just so much hype around Gala that I think is still small. I think I've talked about this before, the Tesla effect. I think there's a core small group of people who are huge Gala bulls, and they're going to hold for the long term, and it's still basically undiscovered by the majority of the market. So so I am diversified in Gala and Enjin and the NFTs for both platforms, and I'm diversified because I do think that Gala does have a larger runway probably in the next 2 years, and I don't know when those price spikes are going to happen, but I think I won't be surprised to see Gala have like a 300-500% spike at some certain point between now and 2 years from now. I just don't know when that will be. I don't know when the timing of it will be. I can say that the Gala nodes, which I'm now earning about $30 a day per Gala node. When I first started, it was about $25 per day per Gala node that I was earning. And now I have a couple of referrals, so I'm earning close to $150 to $160 in Gala crypto per day, which is pretty good, and I was able to get into that early. Now the price of those Gala nodes are getting close to $8,000 now actually per node, and one day these will be able to be sellable and transferable as NFTs. But another huge thing, the Gala nodes, is that the CEO just said the other day that they're planning within the next week to launch the beta for turning their nodes into a centralized, decentralized content delivery network. What that means is that their nodes could be potentially used to, well, it is planned to have the nodes deliver the gaming content to each other, but it could also be used for any other kind of content. If if Netflix wanted to hire, essentially wanted to use their platform to deliver you a movie on their decentralized content delivery system, because someone who has a node is like a block from you, and they can give you that movie or that game, that Gala game, much faster than a computer, say 30 miles away, then that's a huge value add. That data is going to get to you faster because that node was there, and who knows how big that could be. And it seems funny that it's starting in this place, but people already here with the Gala nodes, they were talking about how they already have a lot of nodes compared to Ethereum. I forget what the exact number was. I think maybe they have half as many nodes as Ethereum has. So they're catching up very quickly. So I think Gala has potential to surprise people in many unexpected ways, not just the video games, but also on the use case for their Gala nodes. And Gala could potentially be the token that is used to use purchases for actually using their decentralized content network. Some of that's subjective, I don't know for sure. So last but not least, be very careful of scams. There are a lot of scams out there I've been hearing about. I think there was something called Pancake Swap, which is a token that apparently had their site hacked or their DNS hacked, and it was directing people to a page that was asking for their seed phrase for their wallet. So with your wallets, if someone has your seed phrase or your private key, they can do anything they want with the crypto and the NFTs that are in it. So you need to be very careful. Never give someone your seed phrase or your private key unless you really trust that source. MetaMask is something that many people trust and use. I use MetaMask. So if you were to go to MetaMask website, but even then you kind of have to be careful, right? Who knows? Someone could even potentially hack the MetaMask website, have that DNS redirect to just something temporarily. I just want to make sure that everybody is careful, and you do not give your seed phrase or private key to anyone unless you really trust that particular source. I personally was sent to a Chinese website to make some purchases of a crypto that kind of seemed kind of possibly fraudulent, even though this person on Discord was telling me that like it was really good, I should buy some right now, but he suggested a website that was full of like Chinese writing, and you know, I honestly just do not trust the Chinese when it comes to my crypto, because you know, there's really no guarantee that they're not going to turn around and wait for me to accumulate vast amounts of, you know, crypto wealth over a couple of years, and then one day turn back around and somehow get access to it because they've been mining my IP and other things and getting information on me to hack it. So again, so just be very careful out there. And if ever in doubt, I think, you know, possibly even diversify your crypto sometimes in multiple wallets, because, you know, crypto does come with its risks. And I want to make sure everybody knows that crypto comes with its risks, and you have to be careful about how you do use your wallet and the access to its information. If you are interested in learning more about Gala Games, you can use my referral link at the bottom of this video to browse Townstar, Mirandus, and look at purchasing one of these Gala nodes. So have a great day, and if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.